Hey everybody, good morning. As I sit here today, or stand here, I think we're gonna get hopefully we're gonna get some rain. We got a little bit of it yesterday. So I wanna talk to you about the seeds of kindness versus the seeds of bitterness. I thought I'd bring this up today because so many people out there today are just working to plant the seeds of kindness all around us, and we see them all the time. But there's a sector of the community that has where the seeds of bitterness have sprouted within their hearts. And bitterness begins deep down inside as a condition of the heart. And I think it was the great life manual that said, in Proverbs 4:23, it said, above all, guard your heart. And one of the most incredible and most amazing organs in our bodies is our heart. And guarding our hearts is such an important thing. Guarding it from bitterness, envy, jealousy, and sometimes we see it creep in and catching us by surprise. We see it among our friends. We see it with people out there. So what do you do with bitterness? What do you do with the seeds of jealousy, of envy? What do you do with that? Because sometimes the feeling comes up and you wonder why. And it maybe is within you, and you're saying, how am I gonna overcome this feeling of whatever it is? And you don't know yet what it is. And sometimes it's the seeds of bitterness. Bitterness begins in the subconscious. It begins in your heart. It begins to create exceptions about everything around you, your surroundings, and eventually it overtakes your life. It can turn friends into enemies. It can turn nations into warring communities. It can take leaders into a path of destruction. It could do a lot of things. It could do a lot of damage. And today I only have one advice for you. The minute that the seeds of bitterness and jealousy come in, you must see to it that they go out. But how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do this? How do I not allow bitterness to get into my heart? I was reading about a report some years ago on the psychology of the psyche, right? It talked about the fact that negative thoughts outweigh positive 4-1. Human nature is incredible, isn't it? Human nature is incredible. It is. But how do you gain your grasp on the seeds of jealousy and bitterness? And how do you convert that to greatness, joy, gratefulness? How do you do that? Well, by injecting more positive into your life. I've experienced this myself, surrounded by people whom I trust. And at times, people can turn bitter. They can turn bitter. And one of the most amazing things about friendship I was talking about yesterday is that we must guard our hearts against the seeds of bitterness. That's my message for today. Because it is important to keep your friendships and your relationships and weigh the very important things in your life, the very important aspects of your life that make that relationship thrive. And bitterness is one of those poisons that can creep into your heart and eventually fill that bucket and overfill into others. If you've been caught by that seed, see to it that you get rid of it right away, because bitterness doesn't help. Happiness does. Gratefulness does. So today I want you to do an exercise for yourself. sit down in a quiet place and think about this for a little bit. Think about the perfect moment that you've had in your life where you felt completely at ease, and take a deep breath and release. And what you're gonna visualize in your mind is you're gonna visualize a place, the best place you've ever been at. Visualize yourself being grateful, friendly. Visualize yourself being successful. Because everything begins in the mind, in the heart. And the seed of jealousy and the seeds of bitterness can overtake anyone. Because remember, you are very likely to become a very bitter person if you allow those feelings to overtake you. So get that policeman out and start policing your thoughts. Yes, some people say I can't control my thoughts. Well, you know what? You can. I'm a living proof of that. You can control your thoughts. If a friend did something to you that's unbecoming of a friend, learn to forgive and be grateful that you had an experience that taught you something about life and taught you something about yourself. Never look for revenge. Always look to be grateful for the experience. I promise you, it's going to make you and everybody around you much better, and it's going to make the world a better place to live in. Have a beautiful day.